Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is video tutorials for students who are in Geometry Goal 3. We are now covering the second half of Ms. Dubois' favorite part of the goal, which is congruence and proofs. In a prior video, I had talked about how the triangle proofs all work. You have side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. Now we're going to finish up angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side, and then we're going to talk about an extra one, which is hypotenuse, leg. So first things first, we had gotten ourselves used to proofs with side, angle, side, and now we're going to actually write out some proofs. So again, label everything. Those are my right angles. BAC, BAC, and then DAC, and then I already know what it's going to be. We have this because that's reflexive. So what do we start with? Our givens. So angle ACB is a right angle because that's given. Angle ACD is a right angle because that's given. And next we're ready. Angle ACB is congruent to angle ACD, and that's because all right angle angles are congruent. I'm shorthanding this. Obviously, it's worded differently in the software, but I didn't give myself a lot of room, as you can tell. Next up, what are we told? We are told that angle BAC is congruent to angle DAC because that was given. And now last part, AC is congruent to AC, and that's because of the reflexive property, something we have seen several times now in these proofs as they're trying property, not proof, Mr. Dubois, as we are starting to write these proofs out. And now we're ready. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC, and specifically because this is angle, side, angle, and I know that because the side is between the two angles. Next up, we have a bunch of right angles again. We have RST, RST is congruent to RUT, angle rut, and then we have, we have reflexive again because they want to get us used to it. So the first three lines are almost exactly the same as these first three lines. So angle RTS is a right angle because it was given. And then we're told angle RTU is a right angle because it was given. So we know that angle RTS is congruent to angle RTU because all right angles are congruent. All right, and then reflexive again. RT is congruent to RT. Why? Because reflexive property. And is that everything we need? We have the angles, we have the side. Oh, I forgot the angle, silly Ms. Dubois. So angle RST is congruent to angle RUT because that was given, and now we're ready. So triangle RST is congruent to triangle RUT. And what kind is this? This is angle, angle, side, because the side that's being congruent is not between the two angles. Okay, so now that we have the bare bones basics between this video and the last one, we want to talk a little bit about a new one, which is called hypotenuse leg. What you're looking for is you need three things. You need a right angle, you need the hypotenuse to be congruent, and you need one leg to be congruent. That's what we're looking for. So if we're looking over here, can it be used? We have the right angle and we have a leg, but do we have the hypotenuse? Nope, so we don't have enough. Here we have the right angle, we have a leg, do we have the hypotenuse? Yes. We have two angles and a side, angle, angle, side, but none of them deal with right angles, so this is a no. This, after all of the proofs we did with the reflexive property, do we have a right angle? Yes. Do we have a leg? Yes. Do we have the hypotenuse? Yes. Yes, we do. Over here, oh, I see it again. Do we have a right angle? Yes. Do we have a leg? Yes. Do we have a hypotenuse? Yes, we do. Do we have a right angle? Yes. Do we have a leg? Yes. Do we have a Nope. So that one's a no. This one, do we have a right angle? Nope. So that's a no. Do we have a right angle? Yes. Do we have a leg? Yes. Do we have the hypotenuse? Yes. So this one is actually pretty straightforward. And now, introduction, now come the proofs again. We're told to write triangles. So let's see here. We're also told QS is parallel or congruent to RS. And oh look, our old friend reflexive. Anything that shares a side is going to be reflexive. So now we got to get ourselves set up. So we're writing the proof. So we start with triangle PRS and triangle PQS right triangles because that's given. Given, that looks like a terrible G. Let's try that a little bit better. So from there, what do we know? We know that angle R is congruent to angle Q because all right angles are congruent. Then we are told, so that takes care of the right angle. Next is the leg. So QS is congruent to RS because that was given. We have the angle, we have the leg, now we need the hypotenuse. So we have PS is congruent to PS. And if you guys have noticed in the last two videos, I put an X there to remind myself that this is the reflexive property of congruence. That's how I'm remembering it to myself. And now we're ready. We have triangle PRS is congruent to triangle PQS, and specifically because it's hypotenuse leg. And since it's only the hypotenuse leg, you automatically know what your last line is going to be. It is going to be your proof statement, and it's going to be hypotenuse leg. Over here, we have our right triangles. We're told SR is congruent to SP, and oh look, reflexive again. It's almost like it keeps popping up for some reason. So how do we actually write the proof? Triangle SPQ is and Ms. Dubois, pay attention, don't jump the gun, and triangle SRQ are right triangles because that was given. Next up, the angles. So angle SQR is congruent to angle SQP, and that's because all right angles are congruent. Again, assuming you understand the shorthand. So that's the angle. Do we have a leg? Let's see here. Yes, we do. We have QS is congruent to QS because that's the reflexive property of congruence. Next up, we have the hypotenuse. Yes, we do. SR is congruent to SP, and that's because it is given. So we do we have everything? Do we have the angle? Yes. Do we have the leg? Yes. Do we have the hypotenuse? Yes. Then we're all done. We're good. So we have to prove. So triangle SPQ is congruent to triangle SRQ. And we already know the whole point is that it is hypotenuse leg. All right. So next up, CPCTC. I'm going to be honest. I love saying this. But what does CPCTC mean? It means congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. So CPCTC, congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent, because rather than write it all out like everything else in geometry, we shorthand it. Okay, that means now our last line of the proof isn't going to be some kind of like side angle side or angle side. Instead, it's going to be CPCTC. It's so fun to say, CPCTC. All right, diagram. And again, capital letters, we are labeling everything. I have been saying this for like 8 videos and everything. I've been saying it for all eternity because it makes it easier. Trying to do this while staring at a screen will not help you. You have to be able to mark up your diagrams. So, what do we know? Angle DFE. DFE is congruent to angle DFG, okay? Then angle DEF to two tick marks, is congruent to DGF, DGF. And oh look, they share a side. Gee, reflexive strikes again. All right, and now we want to prove that EF is congruent to GF. So this is our question mark. This is what we're trying to prove, and that's why we're going to end with CPCTC. So we start with our givens. We are told that angle DFE is congruent to angle DFG because it was given. Then angle DEF is congruent to angle DGF because it's given. And then, oh shock of all shocks, DF is congruent to DF because of the reflexive property, And now we're ready for the triangles. Now this one they've already given to you in the proof, and then we want to remember from earlier, you're matching your triangles. So triangle DFE is congruent to triangle DFG. And what kind is this? Actually, I wasn't looking. Is the side between the two angles? No, it isn't. So this is angle, angle, side. And now we're ready. EF is congruent to GF because of everyone's favorite CPCTC. Oh, that felt good. All right, next up. Let's see here. PRQ. PRQ is congruent to PRS. PRS. And then we are told that QPR is congruent to RPS, or SPR, excuse me, and then, oh look, reflexive again. All right, so what do we have? We have angle PRQ is congruent to angle PRS, because that was given to us. Next, angle QPR is congruent to angle SPR because that was given to us. Next up, oh look, PR is congruent to PR, and that's because of the reflexive property. Next up, we can label our triangles. So triangle PRS is congruent to triangle PRQ, and that is because of angle, side, angle, because the side is between the two angles. And now we're ready. PQ is congruent to PS because of CPCTC. Oh, that felt good. I'm flashing back to my college days when I was writing these proofs for funsies. Oh, it was glorious. All right, so that finally concludes everything for congruence and proofs. And now we just have to slum it out with side and angle relationships again, Pythagorean theorem, and the completionists. The fun stuff is over, and now we have leftover topics. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you in the next one.